Hello and welcome to Wuhan in China, People's Republic, where history is about to be written as these two teams at the pinnacle of Asian women's club football collide under lights. Welcome to the 2025 AFC Women's Champions League final presented by Neom. Here's a look at how it went. 13 teams from the preliminary round way back in August last year became 8 in the group stage. They've been whittled down to the final 2 that remain standing here tonight. And it's Wuhan Jiangda of China facing Melbourne City of Australia in what are much nicer conditions than what we played in on the semi-finals on Wednesday night. It's got down to 24 degrees, very mild and actually perfect. Not too much humidity, so that makes for a dry surface. And it is absolutely raucous in the stands. As you can see, 16,000 fans have showed up to support their home team, Wuhan. There's only one first, as they say, and this is the very first one, the first edition of the AFC Women's Champions League, to have it in their hometown. The final played with a home crowd and a home team. The opportunity for Wuhan Jiangda FC to etch their name on that trophy and be the very first ever in Asian football history. So let's talk through it. It's Wuhan Jiangda, the pride of China, PR, the Queens of Chinese Women's Super League. They've won 5 straight domestic titles and they are now chasing continental glory on home soil. On the other side though, Melbourne City, they are Australia's invincibles, chasing redemption after a shock semi-final defeat in their domestic competition. And there's a look at that trophy that I mentioned earlier. The very first, it has no club names on it yet. And it is going to be either Melbourne City or Wuhan Jiangda etched on that trophy. It is beautifully clean right now. What a picture.
Now, please welcome Ms. Sun Wen, the Vice President of the Chinese Football Association, member of the AFC Women's Football Committee and legendary former striker of the Chinese Women's National Team, to present the trophy to the field of play. Named FIFA Women's World Player of the Year, the first Asian player to receive this honour as the Golden Ball and Golden Boot winner at the 1999 Women's World Cup. Her legacy continues to inspire generations of players across Asia. Today, she remains a key figure in driving the growth of women's football within the AFC and across the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Sun Wen!
So there's a look at the club shield for Wuhan, the home side, with all the home fans in attendance. And it's Melbourne City on the left there. Traditionally wear the sky blue colours, Wuhan in the darker blue. The AFC Women's Champions League finals. The very first trophy ever of its kind to be presented tonight. My name is Kate Allman. It is a privilege and an honour to be taking you through all of the action. Thank you for joining us, and a big thank you to the AFC for starting this competition, signalling a new era for Asian women's football. The first ever unified top-tier club competition, and the beginning of what is a structured, professional and highly visible continental stage. On offer is a US $1 million prize for the winner. And of course, the chance to contest the FIFA Women's Club Championship in 2026.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Melbourne City FC and Wuhan Jiangda Women's FC!
女士们、先生们，让我们欢迎墨尔本城女子足球俱乐部和武汉江大女子足球俱乐部。
Well, here come the match officials and some of the best in the world we have here for the AFC Women's Champions League finals presented by Neom. Our referee is Asaka Koizumi of Japan. She's assisted by Makoto Bozono of Japan and Iki Shihiro, also of Japan. Our fourth official is Panza Chaisanit of Thailand today. And there's a look at one of the stars of the home side. It's Wuhan Jiangda, the captain, who has been instrumental in getting her team this far. She plays at the back. She is the captain of the team and also the captain of defence. And there is her opposing player, Rebecca Stott, captain for Melbourne City, an international star, actually hails from New Zealand with more than 100 caps for the New Zealand side. And there's a player that we all know now. Wang Shuang announced herself on the world stage, if not earlier, certainly in this tournament, as she scored in the semi-final to send her team through in a 2-0 victory over Ho Chi Minh City on Wednesday night. They brought her back all the way from Europe. She was playing in Tottenham in the Women's Super League, and Wuhan Jiangda made their intentions clear when they decided to pay what is rumoured to be a £40,000 transfer fee to get Wang Shuang back. Meanwhile, Melbourne City, they are not short of stars. There's Holly McNamara wearing number 9. She will be crucial in this match, alongside many of the faces you see, but Holly McNamara, the star striker, Golden Boot winner in Australia's domestic league. We expect her to have a massive impact. There's a look at the teenager, Shelby McMahon, sitting right next to her. McMahon, of course, scored the 93rd minute goal in the semi-final against the Reds of Korea, the Hyundai Steel Red Angels, winning 1-0 with an injury time goal to get here tonight. So here's a look at how Melbourne City are going to line up. As I mentioned, Shelby McMahon, a superstar who scored the winner. She's been brought out to start, number 12. She will start as, usually she comes off the bench as an impact player. So there's a reward for all of her hard work. Meanwhile, look out for number 14, Laura Hughes, on the bench. She is battling some illness. We've heard that she may be good to come on later, but they're going to manage her time, and that is a real risk for Melbourne City. They rely on her so much through the midfield, particularly to defend, and it may be that Wuhan can exploit the gaps there. Coin toss being done by Asaka Koizumi, our referee. And it looks like Wuhan Yan of Wuhan Jiangda has won the toss and will take the ball. We do have VAR in these finals as well. Big thank you to our VAR officials, Abdullah Dafa Al-Shaheri of Saudi Arabia and Edita Merabidova of Uzbekistan. So here we go. Tonight, history unfolds in Wuhan. It is the first ever AFC Women's Champions League final presented by Neom. What an opportunity for both sides, and what an opportunity for the home side to take out the trophy. Here is how they're going to start. Song Duan, who scored in the semi-final, will start on the bench, as it looks like Wuhan is going to take a little more defensive lineup with just 2 strikers in Ngasha and Saratu Traore starting up front. 2 strikers, whereas another midfielder has been added with Dai Chen Ying instead of Song Duan. Otherwise, no changes. So Wuhan Jiangda, battle-tested and backed by a roaring crowd. They look to complete a fairy tale run on their home turf, but standing in their way, it's Melbourne City, Australia's women's football powerhouse, hungry to bring that trophy down under. A Continental Trophy for the first time in the club's history, men's or women's. 2 teams, 1 title. A new legacy begins now. So we are underway for the 2025 AFC Women's Champions League final presented by Neom. It's been 9 months of competition to build to this moment. 13 teams from the preliminary round way back in August last year, whittled down to the 2 that remain standing here tonight. Wuhan Jiangda of China People's Republic. They face off against Melbourne City, and it's Wuhan wearing the orange who take an early ball forward, and Saratu, in fact, Engesha, well, they are going to make their intentions known immediately. The Chinese side absolutely happy to shoot early, and that is a different look to what Michael Matriciani, the head coach of Melbourne City, expected. Earlier this week, Matriciani was saying that he expected Wuhan to be defensive, but that is not a defensive look for the opening minute. So the goalkeeper of Wuhan Jiangda, Ding Xuan, 36 years old, started in the group stage and had a number of clean sheets, 3 at least against Hyundai, Steel Red Angels and Sabre Women's through the quarterfinals and semi-finals as well. There's Cheng Weiwei. He is the head coach of this Wuhan side, and he has mentioned he really wants to use the home crowd to the advantage of his side. Of course, they played only on Wednesday night, and it was a 35-degree night on that occasion for the semi-final. Very hot, very humid, and recovery has been an issue, particularly for Wuhan, who played earlier in the evening. Melbourne City had the later clash, were able to utilise the cooler weather, and that'll be an offside called early on Melbourne City. Briley Henry just sneaking ahead of the defence. And there's Wang Shuang, the 30-year-old winger who spent a season at Tottenham. Rumoured to have been £40,000 to transfer her back in January ahead of the quarterfinals to play for Wuhan Jiangda. And I'm sure that the coach would be very happy with that investment given where they are. 16,000 fans in Wuhan have showed up to see their team contest the first ever. And here comes Saratu Traore with a nice looking attacking run. Wang Shuang, the woman of the moment, she goes backwards. This is a lovely piece of build up, and a header goes in towards the net. And Gesha rose, and the crowd rose with her. Did not get the angle that she would have liked and the power, but they are really showing what they're going to do. Wuhan here, they want to strike early and strike fast. Melbourne City caught on the back foot twice now. Speaking of, Briley Henry is going to try the same thing at the other end of the field. She's got McNamara. She uses the footwork to go inside herself. Shoots one across the box. McKenna's there. Bosch lost her footing, so McKenna has to go backwards, and Otto uses reinforcements at the back. Henry and Rossbacher. They go all the way back to Stott and Otto. They'll reform their shape here, Melbourne City. And Gesha puts the pressure on, invites Melbourne City to go through, and they do turn it over. Teresa Engesha looking for a way through the defence for Wuhan. Instead, it's Apostolakis that ends up with the ball on the wing, and she's got the pace to move past Wang Shuang. Shuang, back heel pass up the line. That's lovely, and receives the crowd roar. They want to go quickly, Wuhan. Saratu Traore, Malian international. There's Wu Haiyan, the captain. And Ma Jun. Now Zhao Yuxin. Now Engesha. Engesha. First touch was a little heavy. Curling ball goes straight to Otto, and Holly McNamara can pick this up on the run. She can't. Here's Dai Chen Ying. Chip forward, looking for the teammate, and it's worked out. Song Fei could run on. Almost got there, and Rosbakken has to force the corner. Well, Song Fei has been huge for this team throughout these final series. She consistently creates opportunities at the front. And it's going to be Melina Mirez, the Spanish goalkeeper, top flight European experience, standing between the sticks and in the net for Melbourne City under the first pressure challenge of the moment. And it is Wang Shuang, of course, to kick this in from the corner. Wang Shuang delivers a high curling ball, and Gesha got in the way of the shot. Saratu Traore can keep this in possession and try to move it back into the box. She's got to work against Apostolakis. Holly McNamara is clutching at her lower back, and she looks really sore. This is not good news for Melbourne City fans. Holly McNamara is at the right of your screen. She's just off screen now, and something happened that our cameras did not catch. Anyone who is a fan of Australian women's football knows Holly McNamara has a long road with injuries. She's torn her anterior cruciate ligament, ACL, 3 times. Had 3 knee reconstructions, only returned from the most recent one at the end of 2024. Mid-season in the A-League, and still went on to win the Golden Boot Award, despite missing a third of the season. That is the impact of Holly McNamara. So while she gets checked out, I'm sure Michael Matriciani of Melbourne City will be hoping, praying she's okay. Play continues though. Kim Hye-ri, the Korean superstar, sends it to Wu Haiyan. Now Hye-ri. Kim Hye-ri. Chip over the top, into the box, but no one home. I want to go around the left. Wuhan building things up now. Zhao Yuxin finds Engesha. Engesha surrounded by blue shirts. Wang Shuang delivers one to the box, and it's Melina Mirez with her first touch. Mirez joined Melbourne City in 2024, an exceptional shot stopper. Has repped Spain at youth international level and was part of their UEFA Under-19 Championship winning squad back in 2018. Here's Lourdes Bosch, though, one of the key offensive weapons for Melbourne City. She's got some of the best footwork in the game. We saw it in the semi-final to set up Shelby McMahon. And here she goes again. Bosch working against Kim Hye-ri. What a battle. Hye-ri wins that one. Wuhan get out of danger for a moment. Apostolakis regathers possession. Now Stott wants to build up on the right side. Otto, the American midfielder and defender, plays in defence alongside Stott. An international back line Melbourne City have. There's Song Fei. Dan Chen Ying goes backwards. Now Zhao Yuxin finds Wu Haiyan, the captain. And the captain finds Kim Hye-ri. Most impressive player in Korean women's football, Kim Hye-ri. Wanted it quickly, didn't get it. Instead it goes to the left side, and there's chance and a space out there, but Dai Chen Ying can't gather it. Throw in by header by McKenna. And there's Holly McNamara. She looks to be okay after the lower back twinge that she was complaining of. Had some physio assistance and has worked it out. Has scored once in this tournament, Holly McNamara. Was unable to score in the semi-final despite a plethora of chances. And she is one that the Wuhan side have said they will want to shut down. Wang Shuang putting the pressure on here. Shelby McMahon, 17-year-old, the youngest player in this tournament, working with poise. Stott. Clever pass out wide through Ross Barkin. A little too heavy for Holly McNamara to handle. They're going to try and win it back though. Henry can't keep it in. Here's McMahon. This is the distance she shot from and scored from on Wednesday night in the 93rd minute of the semi-final. The score was 0-0 and Melbourne City had a teenager save the day and put them through to the final. Here's Ross Barkin. Stott. So it's Shelby McMahon, number 12, playing the role that Laura Hughes usually would. Hughes, such a playmaker and an absolute workhorse in the midfield. Suffering from illness, we've heard today. So we do hope she's okay. She might be called on in the second half if her fitness permits. Meanwhile, Shelby McMahon doing a fabulous job for the women in blue. So a very different look now for Wuhan. Happy to sit back and allow Melbourne City to come to them. This is what we expected. We expected a more defensive grind from Wuhan. Melbourne City forced to attack through Stott. Out wide, Ross Barkin has an overlapping run, goes inside to Henry. Henry tripped over on the heel of Saratu Traore, and there'll be a foul. Yes, there will. A free kick a couple of yards outside the box. Accidental by Saratu Traore by the looks of things, but certainly tripped over Henry. So the first free kick of this match, and it's in a dangerous position for Wuhan. And their goalkeeper, Ding Xuan, who played in the net at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, has the most minutes of any player, their goalkeeper. McKenna to deliver it. McKenna serves one up, and it's to the gloves of Ding Xuan, who wants to play out quickly and get on the nerves of the Melbourne City strikers. Letitia McKenna has become known in the domestic league for being able to score shots from that range. Be interesting to see if she takes another later on this game. She went off the woodwork a couple of times in the semi-final from distance, unable to hit the net. Wuhan try the left sideline. Can't get through Rosbach, and Dai Chen Ying just keeps getting trapped on that sideline. Stott. Lovely ball delivery to the advantage of Henry, but goalkeeper had come out high and got there first. Ding Xuan telling her teammates to push up the ground. She is not in a rush to deliver this back into the centre of the park. Holly McNamara might even have to put some pressure on here. Saratu Traore, clever work in the midfield, tight congested space, receives back from Angesha. Can't keep a handle on it, but they might make their way through anyway. Song Fei's gonna try. Wang Shuang putting the pressure on Mires. Wu Haiyan sends it back to her forwards. Well, Melbourne City's defence stand tall under enormous pressure, and they get a sigh of relief here as Kim Hyeri came in with a heavy touch. And that's certainly a foul. McMahon overstepped, has given it away, but not quite. It's been taken back by Davidson. Davidson takes the space ahead of her, gives it to Lourdes Bosch, who can use a footwork and shoot from here. That one sails wide. Well, Lourdes Bosch has been about as impressive as they come. Led the A-League in assists, a Mexican-American midfielder who's on a 2-year conference deal to Melbourne City. She has this uncanny ability to come on and make instant impact. Starting on the field, was a substitute player in the semi-final and clearly impressed enough to get the starting spot today. Here's Saratu Traore. She's got pace, she steps inside and beats Otto, but gives it away to Stott. Postolakis looking for Bosch. Wu Haiyan gets there first. Wu Haiyan tried to get around Postolakis. Now she can go inside. Holly McNamara is there, could not wrangle it. But there's a chance to go for Henry, and she just skies it into the stands of Wuhan Sports Centre. Well, Michael Matriciani would not be happy with that one. That was an opportunity served up on a silver platter. McNamara covered by 2. Very difficult for her to wrangle, but certainly Henry needed to put that on target. Excellent scrambling defense by Wuhan, and nervy moments for the defensive line in orange. Stott under pressure from Angesha. Now Otto. Postolakis. To the advantage of Bosch. Bosch, we know she has pace now. Defense are going to have to get back quickly. They scramble. McMahon. Bosch. Looking for a way through. Holly McNamara is inside the box and she's going to go short to McKenna. McNamara comes out to help. Possession slightly in favour of Melbourne City, currently 53% to Wuhan's 47%. Very evenly matched so far. Both teams with opportunities at either end. Davidson. Clever pass by Henry inside. Otto. Now McNamara, the defence of Wuhan, tight, clinical, currently impossible to go through. Bosch, chip over the top, and Henry was there. This one's gone high into the night sky. McNamara is underneath it. And the goalkeeper, Ding Xuan, receives friendly fire as she came down. Ma Jun was right in the way. Lifted over Ma Jun's shoulder. Fell really awkwardly. Chang Wei Wei coaching in his hometown. Concern for his players. There is another goalkeeper in CHN. She is on the screen there, and she was instrumental in the penalty shootout that Wuhan endured in the quarterfinals. They brought her on just before full-time whistle, and she went into the penalty shootout after extra time and sent them through to the semi-final against the Urawa Red Diamonds of Japan, who were tipped widely to be the favourites for this tournament. So they're not short on depth in between the sticks, Wuhan. Take another look at it because it was a very hard fall. Awkward bounce, and she just went straight up and got leveraged over the top, holding the ball, unable to break her fall. So CHN won't be needed for now. It looks like Ding Xuan is going to be okay, and she will stay on the field. Much to the delight of the home crowd. Well, we know Wuhan are battle-tested. They are resilient. They've weathered the storm coming through the group stage. just on points. Survived 23 shots and a penalty shootout, as I mentioned, against the Japanese giants Urawa, and they clinched their final place with a 2-0 win in the semi-final on Wednesday. But many might have predicted them to be underdogs coming in. Their performance on Wednesday night, though, was dominant. And their international star, Wang Shuang, was huge alongside Teresa Engesha and Saratu Traore. One of those players is currently on the field as well, clutching at a knee, I think. Possibly an elbow. It's Teresa Engesha, the Kenyan forward. Ran straight into the back of Taylor Otto. She's the top scorer on this team. Would be a massive loss to lose Teresa Engesha. Looks like she is okay, and she will continue to run. Play continues through Melbourne City's Briley Henry. Rebecca Stott, clever move to beat Engesha. Chip over the top for Holly McNamara. This is where she shines. Just got to beat the keeper. Couldn't. Ding Xuan, really well played. An excellent save. Had to come out so high. Executed that to perfection. Almost like she's been watching tape on Holly McNamara, because we've seen her do that time and again in the domestic league. Fantastic save. Well, this is where she is lethal, getting in behind the defence, and at pace she can't be stopped. Only by coming out to meet her can you block those kind of shots. Ding Xuan did very well. Certainly very difficult to match the pace of Holly McNamara. Her acceleration is second to none. Just watch how she gets ahead. Still 0-0 here in Wuhan, and the home crowd getting louder. Teresa Engesha takes a step outside the box. Hits the head of Davidson rather than her intended target. Melbourne City working through tight spaces. There's McNamara. Oh, she's taken a heavy fall now. Saratu Traore wins it. Song Fei going to deliver it back. Lovely little 1-2. Stott. Not the precision she hoped for. Instead sends it right back to Dai Chen Ying, who didn't go back into the blender, but maybe the captain will. Wang Shuang. Saratu. Chance now to get to Wang Shuang through the back and nearly. Well, they poked a hole just right through the defence of Melbourne City. It could not have been set up better if it weren't for the clipping of the heel of one of those Melbourne City players. I'm going to put Wang Shuang directly in front of goal. Holly McNamara's lost a shoe. Shoelace reinforcements being made as Dai Chen Ying discusses the options with her teammates. Dai Chen Ying has been setting up a number of offensive plays. Her collaboration with Song Fei and Wang Shuang at the front has been integral throughout this tournament. Otto. Mires and Otto. Pressure coming from Wuhan. And under pressure, they deliver it back to the Korean superstar Kim Hye-ri, and she lets it go over the sideline. Well, there's Kim Hye-ri, another import player that Wuhan decided they needed for these finals of the AFC Women's Champions League. A superstar defender. Wang Shuang. Back heel, their favourite move. Gets to McMahon instead of Saratu. Now Apostolakis. Saratu loses the footing. Still in the contest though. Bosch. Wang Shuang forcing. Mires cleaning up. So as I mentioned, that's Kim Hye-ri on screen. She is the powerhouse of Korean women's football. She's set the standard for defensive consistency in Wuhan's side as well. Organises, defends and leads, and quickly earned the team's trust as a starter and a leader at the back. Now an opportunity for Wuhan to go forward. And Gesha was nearly one-on-one, but couldn't get there. Well, that had the crowd on the edge of their seats and on their feet. Melbourne City will take a moment to regather now. Wang Shuang in a battle in the midfield, as she always is. And this was the delivery to Ngesha. Ngesha's touch there just a little too hot. Otto was able to defend it really well, receive the clap from her teammate Mires in goals. Great delivery by Wang Shuang though. Otto showing her veteran status in defence. So 33 minutes down in this final of the AFC Women's Champions League, the first ever. Opportunities on both sides, but no breakthroughs yet, and really very evenly matched. Swings of momentum so far. Wuhan camped down in their defensive half. Henry steals it away. Now McNamara inside for McKenna. McKenna goes around the back heel. Otto. McMahon. Now McKenna. Didn't get the power on it that she usually would. Didn't have enough time really to turn and shoot there. Loves to receive with the feet facing forward and take a swing as soon as it gets to her, but just surrounded by orange shirts on that occasion. Wu Haiyan was backing up nicely to close down the only space she had to shoot in. Saratu Traore can't quite get around the defence down that sideline again. So taking a look at the shots, Wuhan have had 4, Melbourne City had 2. Feels very even though. 2 on target for Wuhan, 1 on target for Melbourne City. Here's Rosbakken. Rossbakken looking for Henry. Found Dai Chen Ying instead. Chang Wei Wei shouts directions at his players. He would love to be the first coach of an AFC Women's Champions League winner. Was born in Wuhan, Chang Wei Wei. Had a storied career, in fact, in this Chinese Super League. And made his way back here to coach the Wuhan Jiangda women. It was Chang Wei Wei, in fact, that helped his hometown club, Hubei Wuhan, gain promotion to the Chinese Super League. And then he coached there and became an assistant coach with China PR women's national team. And here he is coaching for Wuhan women. Here's Wu Haiyan. Oh, clever move. Really nice. Delivery not so nice. Gave it straight back to Melbourne City. Shelby McMahon, midfield transfer, finds Rossbakken. Rossbakken has to get on top of things. Does so, but goes backwards to Stott. Davidson. Henry pressed, forced out. Wu Haiyan, the captain of this side, and of course more than 137 caps for the Steel Roses, Chinese women's national team. Makes the most passes of anyone in the team. Does Wu Haiyan. Made 50 passes in the semi-final with an 80% passing accuracy. She is a key cog in this wheel that is Wuhan Jiangda. Here she is again. Accurate pass, Wang Shuang. Stolen away by Otto, who's moved up to help the attack. Lovely tap on for McKenna. McKenna just has to be one. McKenna misses, but looks dangerous. Well, this was a nice build-up play, all started by defender Taylor Otto. And the quick pass on by Holly McNamara to send McKenna into space. Clutch work for the under-23 Australian national player. Just couldn't get it on target. He's been playing with Melbourne City since 2021, but actually debuted in her national domestic league, the A-League, when she was 16, did McKenna. One of the young stars of Australian women's football. Kim Hye-ri can't keep it in. Stott. Long crossing ball interrupted by Kim Hye-ri. Saratu Traore nearly hit the referee, Asaka Kuzumi. Wu Haiyan. Now Wang Shuang. Holly McNamara goes flying once more. Seems to be okay. Gets up this time with no problem. And Gesha. Davidson. Crucial touch. Wu Haiyan. Still trying to find a way through to their strikers. Song Fei, delivery to Wang Shuang. She could see it. It was just right there, but about a foot too far ahead of her. Dai Chen Ying, it was with the delivery. So that one was offside. Lourdes Bosch a little too quick for her own good. 40 minutes passed in this first half of the final match. They've got to look for a way through, and Lourdes Bosch can't be blamed for trying that on. This was the attempt earlier with CHN Ying delivering a sitter almost. Probably just half a touch too heavy for Wang Shuang to get onto. Here's CHN Ying again. 5 minutes of regulation time left in this first half. Still no score. Zhao Yixin. Holly McNamara turns defence into attack and is pushed over by Engesha. She's not happy with the contact she has received. And it looks like Engesha is going to get a warning by referee Asaka Koizumi. Well, this was pretty flagrant. A hand on the back, not too much, but enough. McMahon. Apostolakis. Bosch. Still, the Wuhan Jiangda defense is clinical. They set up so beautifully behind the ball and they scramble well to get back. McMahon finds Davidson wide open on the right wing. Davidson can help this attack through. Chip back in, looking for McNamara. McKenna couldn't find her. Well, the pressure is really building at either end. Both teams' defensive lines have to be very disciplined. Strikers on either side doing a power of work, trying to find a way through. What a fascinating battle as well. Some of the best defenders in the world at either end of these two teams, with Rebecca Stott and Kim Hye-ri, Wu Haiyan. A mouth-watering defensive clash. Plenty of stars at the front too. Teresa Engesha, of course, on screen. CHN Ying throws this one in. Stays on her feet, finds Wu Haiyan out the back, and Wu Haiyan has room to move. Uses Wang Shuang, who's come back. I want to try the left side now. CHN Ying, there's a high ball from Song Fei, and Melina Mires gets there first. Apostolakis, they want to go quickly to the other side. Just 1 minute left of regulation time in this half. McKenna defeats Wang Shuang with her pace. And that one was a little too far out to shoot even for McKenna by the looks of things. Ding Xuan, a classy goalkeeper, able to dive on that. Wang Shuang tried to be a little too clever there and get her body in the way without actually getting the ball. McMahon. Ross Sparkin goes backwards. They want to calm it down and build up. This is the style of play that we're used to from Michael Matriciani's side. The possession-based small ball football. Long ball instead. They want to go quickly. Henry, got to beat Song Fei. Nice ball inside for Davidson. Step over by McNamara. McNamara was good. She wanted to leave it for Bosch. McKenna's now there. And Henry, there'll be 4 minutes of injury time added. Davidson can run onto this. She does so. Gets tangled up with Saratu Traore. Clever foot skills. That one's eventually sent over the sideline by Teresa Engesha. Here's McMahon. McKenna, harangued by orange shirts, has to go backwards. Apostolakis. McMahon. Now Davidson. Rostbakken. Davidson with pressure coming from Saratu Traore. She's going to force it to turn over and does so. Engesha. Now Wuhan can counterattack. Not if Ollie McNamara has anything to say about it. Shelby McMahon in space. Looked for Bosch, mistimed. Now it's Bosch in a battle with Kim Hye-ri. One of the best defenders in the world. But not going to beat her easily. But they might force a corner. Well, the referee, Asaka Koizumi, just calling for calm. Having a talking to Jiang Chenjing right now. Who came in to assist with the tackle. Melbourne City earn a corner. In injury time of this first half, would love to score before they go into the halftime sheds. Alexia Apostolakis with the delivery. It's high. It's long to the back of the box. It's over everyone's heads. Shelby McMahon's going to have to chase it down. McMahon wheels around. Goes backwards to Rosbakken. Davidson. Left then right. Finds McMahon. Wuhan just happy to concede territory and find some breathing space here by the looks of things. Mirez delivers it back, trying to find McNamara at the front. Stott lost sight of the ball and Gesha found it. No foul, play on, says referee. Got the head of Otto. And Stott ends up with it at her feet. And McNamara next to her, Bosch ahead of her. Wants to go back to McNamara. Well, this might be just about it for the injury time of this first half. 4 minutes over. Edging into the 49th minute of this half. Wuhan, maybe one last attempt to go forward. Dan Chen Ying. Wang Shuang now. Wang Shuang takes a ping from distance. Wang Shuang! And it's saved. Well, what a one-handed tap over the top by Melina Mirez to deny Wang Shuang. A dramatic finish to this first half. And that is why Melina Mirez is one of the world's best. Spanish goalkeeper who's played in Europe. Made countless saves in this semi-final to keep her team in the game. Has clept 4 clean sheets in the tournament and denies Wang Shuang one there. Well, what a dramatic first half, an arm wrestle and opportunities at either end for both Wuhan and Melbourne City. Melina Mires, the goalkeeper, receives a high five. Plenty of slaps on the back from the visiting side, Melbourne City. They will go into the change rooms at halftime at 0-0. We cannot separate these two powerhouses at this stage. It is halftime here in Wuhan. Melbourne City 0, Wuhan Jiangda 0.
The VAR team's decision processing a clear and obvious error or serious goal, no goal. Penalty, no penalty. Direct red card. Mistaken identity when the referee cautions for the sentence for one player in every team. Stationed in the video booth. The VAR team have access to all of our reviews and will automatically check every right answer.
Welcome back to Wuhan in China, People's Republic, where the stage is set for a massive second half of the AFC Women's Champions League final presented by Neom. It's Wuhan Jiangda, the pride of China, hometown heroes in front of a hometown crowd of 16,000 plus in the stands here at Wuhan Sports Centre Stadium, up against those women on screen. Melbourne City, the powerhouses of Australian women's football. Melbourne City, they are four-time premiers of the A-League, and they set records this season, going through the entire 2024-25 season undefeated. They won the Premier's Plate, but bowed out in a semi-final just 2 weeks ago from the championship. They are here for redemption from Wuhan. And meanwhile, Wuhan carry the hopes of a nation, roared on by the hometown crowd. There's been opportunities on both sides, a real arm wrestle through the first 45 minutes. And by the looks of things, Wuhan is going to make a huge substitution, and this is their second goalkeeper. CHN, who made a massive impact when she came on in the quarterfinal in a penalty shootout to win the penalty shootout for Wuhan to go through to the semi-final. She stands at over 185 centimetres tall, very difficult to get around, and an interesting move to make that change at half-time. We saw that Ding Xuan had injured her back when she came down heavy in the first half, when she went up for a ball against Holly McNamara. So it's CHN now in goals for Wuhan. And at the other end, of course, Melina Mires, the Spanish goalkeeper, who has faced shots from that woman there, Wang Shuang, the superstar of Chinese women's football. So here we go. The stadium in Wuhan is rocking, and the stage is set for a massive second half of the AFC Women's Champions League final presented by Neom. Melbourne City 0 up against Wuhan Jiangda 0. Neither side able to find the net in the first half. And very even possession, very even with momentum. Shots taken on both sides, but nothing through, and this might be a chance here for Melbourne City, coming at pace through Leah Davidson. Found the defensive back heel of Zhao Yuxin. And here's Shelby McMahon, the teenage superstar, 17 years old, the youngest player in this tournament, who scored in the 93rd minute of the semi-final to send Melbourne City through to this final. If you're just joining us, she has started the game after performing so well in the second half as a substitute in the semi-final. And there's a foul given, accidental, but certainly there. Dai Chen Ying, the midfielder. It has been a physical battle as well all through the first half. Plenty of players going down. Fouls and a couple of warnings even from our referee, Asaka Koizumi. A free kick here is awarded to Melbourne City women. The first defensive stand for CHN. Delivery is long, and it's straight to the gloves of CHN. She gets a left glove to it. Strong defensive stand for her first touch. Sends it all the way back out of the box, and Apostolakis has it at her feet with Rosbach, and pressure coming from Wang Shuang, who has amazing pace. McNamara caught between two orange shirts. There's Wu Haiyan, the captain. Nearly sat for Wang Shuang, and the crowd certainly hoped it would. So Wang Shuang, the winger who's been transferred from Tottenham earlier this year to come back and help out her home side, Wuhan Jiangda, in the first ever instalment of this AFC Women's Champions League. She was worth every penny, apparently, of the £40,000 transfer fee to bring her back from Europe. She has certainly made her money's worth helping out this side to get through to a final in front of their home crowd. There is only one first. I'm sure every player would say she's been worth the investment to be the first host city and potential winner of the Champions League in Wuhan. Holly McNamara can get on this at pace, and McNamara shoots. Second chance. CHN, really nice save. McKenna couldn't chest it down. McKenna's got it in space, and CHN gets there first. Well, CHN called upon immediately to do what she does best, and that is make herself large in front of attackers oncoming. Holly McNamara so often gets out one-on-one and beats goalkeepers with those kind of moves. CHN, over 185 centimetres tall, not easy to get around. McMahon beats Saratu Traore with a clever step inside. And Gesha lost her footing. Nothing in it, says the referee. Stott did not make any kind of contact, apparently, so play continues. Apostolakis. Our referee is Asaka Koizumi, one of the world's best from Japan. Otto. McNamara trying to come back through the midfield and ends up giving a foul away as Saratu Traore falls down. A little bit of back chat between these two players, and Gesha and McNamara having words. Well, I'm not a lip reader, but I think the words "get up" were exchanged in that one. Referee Asaka Koizumi calling for cool heads. McNamara is very fired up about this. I don't know what was said by Saratu Traore. A yellow card being awarded. Well, there's a little too much drama than was necessary from Holly McNamara. Yellow card awarded, the first of this match. She's got to be careful, McNamara, and she is such an integral part of the attack for Melbourne City. And Michael Matriciani hates the lack of discipline. So they give away a free kick. And Wuhan are going to come. Here's Wuhan. Kim Hye-ri. Korean international Kim Hye-ri finds Wang Shuang. Wang Shuang, curling ball a little too long. It's bounced kindly for Wuhan to go back, and that one's going to go into the stands. Jiang Chenjing couldn't control it down. She's been so important for Wuhan, breaking down attacks, winning duels in the middle, has a really accurate pass, but that was not an accurate shot. 84% passing accuracy for Jiang Chenjing. Just 21 years old, but has played for her country in the under-20. And here's a chance now for Melbourne City. Briley Henry is out in space. Does she have a hand on her back? Briley Henry still going for it. Henry has lost her footing. McNamara. Briley Henry, can she keep this in? It'll sit nicely, in fact. But all the players have been able to scramble back in defence, and Briley Henry ends up caught offside. Well, if we take a look at the replay, there's certainly an offside, but earlier when she broke away, there seemed to be a defensive player's hand on Briley Henry's back. I think she was calling for a foul, and it may have even been a penalty. McNamara in a tussle with the defence. Frustration starting to come through as this battle is still 0-0. It's CHN on the ground there. It's not as warm a night as it was on Wednesday night for the semi-finals. It was 35, 36 degrees for Wuhan the other night. And recovery was a concern for Chang Weiwei, the coach there. Only a couple of days to turn around from what was a very heated, physically contest. Much cooler conditions tonight, though. 24 degrees in Wuhan. Perfect for football, but certainly Wuhan were worried about how their players would recover between matches. And I wonder if some niggles might be having their impact now. McMahon. Melbourne City forced backwards to their keeper once more as the pressure from Angesha comes at pace at Stott. This is Otto. No, it's McMahon, the 17-year-old young player, youngest in the competition. Here's Kim Heri. Wang Shuang, little 1-2. Now trying to find Angesha through the air. Oh, McNamara lost her footing and collided with her head into a knee. Probably a little rattled. She seems to be okay getting up. Here's Rossbakken. What can Melbourne City get started? Just look at the wave of defence of Wuhan running back in formation. Stott, long ball forward, and this one might work out. Holly McNamara, she's onside. Has to go backwards first. Davidson. Reinforcements are coming for the orange shirts. But Briley Henry will force a corner kick. Well, a great scramble there by Song Fei. Briley Henry, classy and disciplined with the ball. So a substitution will be made here. Number 37, massive impact player, Song Duan, who scored the second goal in the semi-final, is coming on. And Dai Chen-Ying will go off. So the hopes of Wuhan Jiangda now rest on the back of a new player, Song Duan. 2 goals in this tournament. As I mentioned, the sealer in the semi-final was kicked by Song Duan, who is on the pitch now. The referee is calling for cool heads. Pressure is really mounting here in Wuhan Sports Centre Stadium. And things are just about to explode. Apostolakis curls it into the head of Otto. Otto can't get it down far enough. Gets a high five anyway from the teammate. Well, if you look at the chaos that was ensuing in front of goals, Lourdes Bosch sent in right in front of the keeper to distract. Otto couldn't get it down though. Saratu Traore loses her footing. And this time Lourdes Bosch is going to go on 3 herself. Tries to win a duel against 3 Wuhan defenders. Ends up getting tripped up. A free kick will be taken here by Letitia McKenna. She's just so pacey. And I don't think this was intentional at all. But she's so fast, she just gets out the back before you can tackle her. That's the power of Lourdes Bosch. And what will McKenna do here? Melbourne City set up to attack with a flying header and they run into each other. Miscommunication by McMahon and Otto, and Saratu Traore is on the counter-attack. And a miscommunication there as well, as Wang Shuang did not run onto the ball that Saratu sent up the sideline. An opportunity gone begging at both ends. Here's Song Duan, first crucial touches of the match. Fresh legs, Song Duan! And a save by Mieres that keeps Melbourne City at a 0-0 score. Well, if you look up impact players in the dictionary, you might see Song Duan's name right next to it. Just 2 minutes on the field, and she's taking shots on target that have to be saved by an outstretched fingertips of Melina Mieres. Wang Shuang, the left footer, will kick this in for Wuhan. An opportunity, and that's curled too much. Hits the side netting. Wang Shuang hangs her head. Shelby McMahon loses possession and gives it back to Saratu Traore. Fortunately covered by Taylor Otto. Stott. McNamara gets sent to the turf and she is fed up with the physicality of this match. She's received a yellow card. There's been no yellow cards given to Wuhan. McNamara has spent a lot of time on the turf and there's a clear jumper pull there. Might have got away with one there, Wuhan. Here's McMahon, Davidson, up the right sideline, Henry. Being pressured by Saratu Traore, and Song Duan gets it back to McMahon. Otto. Davidson sees the space ahead of her, willing to take it. McNamara collides with some defenders from Wuhan, but they maintain possession. Song Duan just hoofs it back into the center of the field, trying to find some breathing room. Not much of it here in Wuhan. Davidson couldn't win the battle, and CHN does. Excellent defensive work. Stott. And there is drama in this match. That time, Saratu Traore involved with the captain, Rebecca Stott. No cards given. Warnings being handed out left, right, and centre, though. Still no score. Briley Henry. Davidson. Rossbucken. Overlapping run by Henry. Here's Rossbucken. Got to beat Song Duan. Swings it in. Gets the head of Wang Shuang. Important touch. Stott. And the defense of Wuhan, impenetrable as it has been all match. Here's McMahon. And Gesher loses her footing, maintains possession for her side. Ma Jun. Now Wu Haiyan. We are receiving word that this AFC Women's Champions League final, historic itself, but historic in the number of people attending. There are more than 18,000 people in this stadium here tonight. A massive statement for women's football in Asia. A massive statement of support for Wuhan. And certainly, we cannot wait. It's the start of a new era. The inaugural, the very first of its kind. And what a scintillating battle between two powerhouse sides, still 0-0. McMahon threads one through to McNamara. Gee, I thought that was going to be the breakthrough. So did Michael Matriciani. The pass from McMahon was so good. And Holly McNamara just couldn't quite keep it within her grasp. Rossbucken and Song Duan battle in the air. Here's Rossbucken. Tries to get past all the defence in one go. Zhao Yushin tried to get out. Now Apostolakis. Bit of a hidden hope from Apostolakis there. In fact, it's Lourdes Bosch. Bosch just sent it curling wide. So the pressure mounting on both these sides and the pressure mounting in the stadium. Who will be crowned the AFC Women's Champions League winner? Holly McNamara has caught one in the face. There are two other players on the turf. This is as physical a contest as they come. McNamara got a stinger on the head. And it looks like Ma Jun has hurt herself. Lower back, possibly. Henry gets up and receives a yellow card. She's not happy, but surrenders to the fate. Well, the Melbourne City ladies will use this opportunity to take a water break. It is warm enough tonight, although it's not as hot as the semi-final. Here's a look at McNamara's collision where it looked like a foot or even the ball clocked her in the nose. There might even be a little bit of blood coming out of the nose. Coach Chang Wei probably pretty happy with the performance so far. They have nullified the attack of Melbourne City. Michael Matriciani trying to mastermind a way through their usual tactics. Melbourne City have not worked so far. They usually have ability to break through. Holly McNamara and other players with the pace, such as Lourdes Bosch, able to get through that final defensive line. But Wuhan are sending every single player back to defend and possibly play this out the same way they did the quarterfinal, which went into injury time, extra time, 2 halves of extra time, and then penalties. And of course, they are able to rely on their goalkeeper, CHN, who is so tall, very good in penalty shootouts. It's a potential strategy, and certainly one that would favour Wuhan. Here's Wang Shuang. Wang Shuang nearly got out the back. Shelby McMahon can see it over the baseline. Ramirez wants to cover the entire pitch in one kick. Wang Shuang sends that over the sideline, and that'll be Melbourne City's ball. A mistake that gives them territory they've been looking for the past few minutes. Apostolakis. Rostbakken. Henry inside for Davidson, triangulates with Rostbakken. Stott had the call on the right wing for Henry, who was leading out into space but couldn't get through. Now Wuhan take possession. Wang Shuang finds her captain Wu Haiyan. They want to find Teresa Engesha at the front. Instead, they find the goalkeeper for Melbourne City in Melina Mires. Their striker, Teresa Engesha, the Kenyan forward who has the most shots on target of the competition, made headline news when she came over from the Urawa Red Diamond Ladies of Japan in the off-season. Started with Wuhan Jiangda in January alongside the other stars, Wang Shuang and Kim Hye-ri. Here's Molly McNamara. McNamara. She thinks that's going to be a corner kick, and it will be. Melbourne City get one over Marjun, who is frustrated with the call. (50-50) that one. Seems to have clipped Marjun's toe just on the way through. Well, Melbourne City have sent Lourdes Bosch to stand right in front of CHN, and she is sandwiched between CHN and a defender. Not much room to move. Apostolakis sends one low. It's intercepted immediately. Henry regathers, and Apostolakis is still there to use the 1-2. Wang Shuang ended on her knees in that duel. Here's Dai Chen Ying. Song Duan. All the way to the back line. Try to go over the top to Saratu Trayor. McMahon. Ross Barkin. Strong on the ball in the face of pressure from Song Duan. Here's Henry. Overlapping run coming from Ross Barkin. Couldn't get through to her. The defense was good from Wuhan. Now Song Duan. Can she keep it in? She can't. McNamara. Oh, McNamara pulled down on that occasion. Is this going to be a yellow card? Zhao Yuxin with what looks to be quite a flagrant infringement just outside the box, and no card shown. They're doing everything they can to nullify the threat that is Holly McNamara. She's the Golden Boot winner in Australian football, Holly McNamara, this season. And it's McKenna to make the delivery. McKenna to the head and to the goal! Who else but Shelby McMahon? The 17-year-old who scored the winner and the decider in the 93rd minute of the semi-final does it again. Shelby McMahon puts Melbourne City ahead. She is silky. She is in the right place at the right time. She is Shelby McMahon. What a goal. Delivery by McKenna was straight off the training pitch. But the rise and the header in by a 17-year-old in a competition of the world's best. And that's what they call rising to the occasion. Well, Shelby McMahon, remember that name. As we see another foul committed, a yellow card given this time. Finally a yellow card, and this one on Wu Haiyan, the captain of Wuhan. So with 13 minutes left, it's Melbourne City 1-0 up against the home crowd and the home team, Wuhan Jiangda. 18,000 fans voicing their disapproval about that goal. Nevertheless, there is one to separate the teams right now. Melbourne City put 3 fingers and a thumb on the championship trophy. Wuhan got to get back into it. There's the infringement that's given away the free kick to Lourdes Bosch, and there is a look at the superstar. There are some players that just rise to the occasion and perform in the biggest moments on the biggest world stages, and this 17-year-old schoolgirl, she is completing school assignments by all reports in between matches and training sessions for Melbourne City. Her teachers have been asking her where her homework is. She's shut the school books for a moment and maybe rewritten the history books. Mariana Spetmeyer looks like she's coming on. And she will come on as Lourdes Bosch takes a spell to put in a power of work. Mariana Spetmeyer, the #1 scorer for Melbourne City, with 4 goals on this tournament. Crucial fresh legs. They can come in and try to extend the lead, or they can come in and defend their lead. With Mariana Spetmeyer on, you'd expect they might want another. McKenna. Delivery to the head of Henry. Goes back outside the box. Stott. Can't put it to her teammates' advantage, and Gesha might be able to. Wuhan, clever step inside, turned Henry inside out, and Wang Shuang now meets a wall of 3 blue shirts. Wuhan finds Song Duan. Nutmeg through the legs of Briley Henry. McNamara goes to ground. McMahon. Spetmeyer, her first touches of this game. Stott back to Mires with pressure coming. Had to sky it into the night. Davidson wanted it quickly, got it. McNamara can use her acceleration here. Doesn't quite have the pace she had earlier in the match. Fatigue setting in as Kim Hye-ri wins the battle. They go back through the midfield, carving up Melbourne City here. City have to get back and defend as Saratu Traore is on the march. Song Duan. Now Saratu Traore. Stott's going to get in front. Was there a penalty? Referee says no. Rebecca Stott certainly hopes that VAR has seen nothing. Looked like a fairly even contest for the ball. Some substitutions will come on here for Wuhan. Deng Mengyi, a striker who might have massive impact. Known for her ability to make impact in short time. Has 3 goals this tournament already, Deng Mengyi. 2 assists. And Sanfei goes off. Mires delivers it back into the middle. 8 minutes left of regulation time. Wuhan, if they're going to do something, they got to go now. Saratu Traore turns Shelby McMahon on her ankles. Davidson. And Wuhan win it back through their captain. Wuhan delivers it to Song Duan, and dangerous spot. Punched away and returned into the blender. Still nothing in the net. Now a long distance strike, and Ngesha hits in hope. Well, that was a very nice bit of build-up play by Wuhan Jiangda. Almost as good as they've looked. Melbourne City defenders caught on the back foot, and that delivery by Wuhan to Song Duan. Brilliant. The save, impeccable by Mires. And Gesha. Stott pulled down again by Ngesha. The amount of times we've seen Engesha involved in tussles, it's surprising really that nothing more has come of it. This one, pretty flagrant. Speckmeyer heads it down to Briley Henry and delivers it to McNamara. Speckmeyer is in space, has to make Chen Jin save, and that will be a corner kick. Mariana Speckmeyer, the Venezuelan international, making her presence felt. Born in the US to Venezuelan parents. Previously played for college in America. Drafted to the Washington Spirit National Women's Soccer League. Speckmeyer, and here she is on the highest stage in Asia. Apostolakis raises the hand to deliver the ball. She goes via the ground. Henry, 1-2. Apostolakis was looking at goal, shot, but not with enough power to really trouble Chen Chen. So 5 minutes left of regulation time. Wu Haiyan takes a run up the left. Song Duan is there with her. They can't find Deng Mengyi. They'd be hoping to get it at the feet of Deng Mengyi. Mires called out of her goal line. Speckmeyer, Davidson, now McKenna at pace. McKenna can carve up this midfield, does so. Briley Henry has space out on the wing, but no one there. Has to go back through traffic. Free kick awarded. Oh, gee, tempers are flaring here in Wuhan. Opportunity here for Deng Mengyi if she can get up. She can't. It's Rebecca Stott, the captain and the veteran defender, who gets there first. Mires is very happy to sit on this ball. But is it much wonder that when you're up against Rebecca Stott, she wins those kind of battles? More than 100 national caps for New Zealand, 3 World Cups, 3 Olympics. A cancer survivor. One of the best, and here's Briley Henry at the other end against the other captain, Henry. Now McKenna sends Chen Chen flying to the ground, but really it was not on target. Substitution being made again here for Wuhan. Number 30 will come on. That's Wang Qinchen. And she's going to come on for Teresa Engesha. Well, Engesha has been lively at the front, unable to get through to score. Possibly the fresh legs in Wang Qinchen will make a difference. Kim Hye-ri pushed in the back by McKenna. They get a free kick now, Wuhan. Play has been halted as Holly McNamara seems to have found a cramp in her calf. This is what the foul was given for. McKenna in the back of Kim Hye-ri. And it was McNamara off screen that just stepped along and then basically complained of a cramp immediately. Referee, seeing it, stopped play from continuing. So McNamara gets up, has a stretch, sees the team physio, and the time continues to tick down for Wuhan to claw one back in this game and keep themselves in the running for that beautiful trophy, the AFC Women's Champions League trophy. The first ever. So TJ Vlanic will come on here as well for Melbourne City. Late substitutions being made. It looks like they're going to try to defend things because TJ Vlanic is a defender. Serbian international, has spent many years at City. Wang Shuang tried to connect with Deng Mengyi. Crowd really on their feet now. Wuhan. Moments left. Yao Wei finds Songduan. Headed away. And who else but Shelby McMahon to get to it. Melbourne City are definitely going to sit back here now. Look at the defence. Force that one out wide. Zhao Yuxin unable to break through. Stott makes the clearance. Zhao Yuxin delivers it back to Deng Mengyi, who can't get a header to it, and Stott shows her class, keeping that one out of range of Deng Mengyi. 8 minutes of injury time have been added. 8 minutes left for Wuhan to keep the dream alive. It is a dream written on home soil in front of 18,000 fans in Wuhan Sports Centre Stadium. And for Melbourne City, who've travelled across the globe to be here all the way from down under in Australia. A chance to reach the summit of Asian women's football. Apostolakis gets a foot to it there. Important moments for defence here now. And instead, Melbourne City have her countering attack. Davidson and Henry chip over the top, and Henry scores! Melbourne City celebrate. That might be the sealer against the run of play with no one expecting it. Wuhan caught on the back foot, and Melbourne City gobble up the opportunity through that one from Briley Henry. It all started here as Henry went for the ball, and by the looks of things, Zhao Yuxin thought there was a foul incurred, went down, referee said play on, and Briley Henry did so. Davidson took the opportunity, and Henry continued the run. A simple 2-on-1. It is the VAR checking this goal, though. So I dare say they are checking the contact that Henry made with Zhao Yuxin. Wuhan fans with their hearts in their throats here. She certainly got some ball. I'm not sure if she got the player. Looked like it scraped across her toe. She was onside, and then the finish. So the decision made, no goal, a foul awarded here for the contact on Zhao Yuxin. And I have to say, in real time, it did look like an infringement had occurred. Referee Asaka Koizumi making the call there, and a yellow card awarded as well on Chang Weiwei, the head coach. Unbelievable scenes here in Wuhan. A goal awarded, then taken back. And the score still reads 1-0. Wuhan Jiangda with an opportunity to claw one back here. Defense has to stand strong from Melbourne City. It does so. Melina Mires gets her gloves to it. There are players running after the referee. Now they've made contact with her. Wang Shuang is going to get a card, and she will be lucky if it's just yellow. Deng Menyi got ahead to it, and then I think the call is from Wuhan that it hit the arm of Mariana Spetmire, and that does look like it hit her arm. We are checking for a possible penalty. A handball in the box by Mariana Spetmire. Certainly looks like a penalty from where I'm sitting. Straight onto the arm, accidental, but certainly there. Wow, what a dramatic end to this game. This would be 6 minutes into injury time. Wow. So we thought it would be, and it has been awarded a penalty against Mariana Spetmire for handball in the box. Melina Mires is going to have to defend her goal. She's done it so well in on-field play. How does she go against this superstar of Chinese women's football? Left footer Wang Shuang to take the penalty, to keep Wuhan in this match, to keep the dream alive of an AFC Women's Championship. Must score. It's Wang Shuang facing Melina Mires, two of the best in Asia. She's done it! Wang Shuang, the mercurial, the superstar of Chinese women's football and the superstar of Wuhan, a hometown hero. She keeps Wuhan Jiangda in this contest in the dying moments of the match, and it looks like we are headed to extra time. Well, there was not much that Melina Mires could do about that. It was hit perfectly. All set up by this one, Deng Menyi, who, as I mentioned, can be so threatening given her height and her ability to get on balls in the box. Wang Shuang, the steel rose, strikes gold for Wuhan, and the Queen of Cool delivers on the biggest stage. It is 1-1. Referee Asaka Koizumi might give this one more minute or so, given all the stoppages. Melbourne City might have one last attack, but if not, we will head to extra time, and extra time, 2 15-minute halves. And if still drawn at the end of extra time, we go to penalties. Wuhan deliver this high. They still think they could take home the win in regulation time. Saratu Traore can't get a foot to it. Mariana Speckmeyer wants to buy time and space. Wu Haiyan collides with Henry. Otto, McMahon, now City in possession. Given away, back to Wuhan. Now Wang Shuang, the penalty scorer, loses it to Stott. Stott does a 360 in the middle of the park. Somehow finds a way through to McKenna. Now Stott. Where's the backup? They wait for reinforcements. They don't come in time. And now Wuhan are on the attack on the other end. Wow. So this match has not gone to anyone's script, but hasn't it been exciting to be part of? That woman there keeping the Wuhan dreams alive with a penalty delivered with Wang Shuang's silky perfection. Melbourne City thought they had the trophy in their hands. We were into injury time, 6 minutes of injury time. And a penalty saves the day. So we will head into extra time, folks. Here's how it's going to go down. 2 15-minute halves of extra time. If there is no winner at the end of extra time, we will head into penalty shootout. Stay with us. We will take a short drinks break and the players will be heading back out for extra time in just a moment. So at the end of full time, it is Melbourne City 1, Wuhan Jiangda 1. As we head into 2 15-minute halves of extra time to determine a winner, the very first winner of the AFC Women's Champions League. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a dramatic AFC Women's Champions League final. We've played 90 minutes, we've played injury time, and it is still 1-1 Melbourne City against Wuhan Jiangda, two of the powerhouses of Asian women's football. We cannot split them. We're trying to, we cannot, and we are into extra time now. Extra time is 2 15-minute halves to determine the winner. At the end of that time, if there is still no winner, we have penalty shootouts on the way. And we know Wuhan Jiangda are experienced in that. They played in one in their quarterfinal match to get through. And CHN, their goalkeeper, stood tall. It's been physical, it's been dramatic, it's had just about everything. It looked like Melbourne City were going to win 2-0, then their goal reversed. And a penalty awarded, and Melina Mires has to get rid of this quickly. Here's Wang Shuang, the penalty scorer. Going to put the team on her back again. But delivers that straight to the goalkeeper. Melina Mires was sent flying by the penalty shot. Wang Shuang found the bottom netting. That's what kept Wuhan in this, and it has kept the home crowd of 18,000 as loud as ever. Wuhan player loses their footing in the midfield. Speckmeyer came on as a sub about the 75th minute. He's still got fresh legs, and you'd hope that Melbourne City can utilise Speckmeyer a little more. Free kick given here against Wang Shuang. Henry goes back to Stott. Stott works her way through, delivers that ball too hard, and that goes over the goal line. It was Briley Henry that thought she'd scored the second goal and the sealer for Melbourne City, but the goal was reversed by VAR. Kept Melbourne City to 1-0, and it allowed Wuhan back in. Just kept the door ajar by a fraction, and that fraction was enough. Wuhan have come through the group stage and the semi-final and the final with belief. They can believe they can do it. They may be underdogs on paper, maybe not. Certainly they have been throughout the tournament. They always find a way, though. Can Melbourne City find a way? Or will it be the hometown dream story? Kim Hye-ri delivers one close to the box. Wang Chan can't keep it in. Kim Hye-ri, the 34-year-old Korean superstar, came into the squad from the Hyundai Steel Red Angels, moved to Wuhan, and ended up in this final as a crucial piece of the Wuhan puzzle. It's Zhao Yuxin on the ground, clutching at what looks to be a left hip or glute injury. So Chang Weiwei, born in Wuhan in 1977, played for Wuhan, the men's club team here, helped them be promoted to the Chinese Super League, and now coaching in the first ever AFC Women's Champions League final in front of home crowds in Wuhan. Wouldn't that be a story, a fairy tale finish? Melbourne City asking the pressure to come so they can poke holes in behind the attack from Wuhan, but Wuhan want to sit back. We've seen them do this before. They'll be very happy, in fact, fine to go to a penalty shootout. They trust in their goalkeeper. Henry. Rosbachen can't keep it in, but she will get the throw in. Stott threads one through to Davidson. Henry. Every single player from Wuhan lined up in defence. Rosbachen. Stott nearly loses her footing. Somehow keeps control. Telling her to go back out, so Davidson does so. Otto. Apostolakis. McKenna. Mariana Speckmeyer tried something fancy and it didn't work out. She's given it back to Wuhan here. And Wuhan want to counter-attack. Possession slightly in favour of Melbourne City, but only just. Wuhan 42%, Melbourne City 56% in the first few minutes of extra time. Davidson, Henry. Working in tight spaces, Melbourne City women. McMahon, the scorer in both the semi-final and the final. Stott. TJ Vlanic, Serbian international, delivers a high ball. Lurking in the vicinity was Henry. Couldn't get to it before CHN. Have to account for the 185 centimetres of CHN. McMahon, strong header. Wu Haiyan pulls Henry down, and Haiyan gets the free kick. McKenna coming out with pressure on the defensive line. Wuhan send it into the box. This time it's Mires to get there first. Stott. Rosbachen being squeezed down in the right-hand corridor. They can't get through that way. It's Zhao Yuxin who always seems to gain possession back, and this time Deng Mengyi wins that duel. Strong by Deng Mengyi on Carly Rosbachen. Wuhan tries the left sideline, can't get to Song Duan. The two share a laugh. Plenty of pressure in the stadium, but not so much that you can't forget to have fun, and this will be an infringement. And a free kick. There's Carly Rossbakken again on Song Duan, my apologies. It was earlier. Deng Mengyi was involved, but Song Duan that time pulled to the ground, unable to continue her run. So a free kick awarded to Wuhan in the first half of extra time. Wang Xuan will step up to take this. It is probably within striking distance almost. It's certainly in the danger zone. And there are plenty of players calling for a penalty. I'm not quite sure what happened, but there are appeals left, right and centre. Play continues. Henry can't get the header to it. Saratu Traore through the midfield. Tried to connect with Deng Mengyi. Stott interrupts it. Cool, calm and collected from Mariana Speckmeyer. Now Shelby McMahon. TJ Vlanic. McKenna can't get a handle on it. Well, another free kick given away, this time by Apostolakis of Melbourne City. Deng Mengyi going around there. Oh, so Rebecca Stott's arm involved in that one, and it looks like Melbourne City have gotten away with what appears to be quite a clear penalty there. The moment passed. Melbourne City fans breathe a sigh of relief. Their captain getting a get out of jail free card there. Speckmeyer. Wuhan. Now Kim Harry. Little touch inside. And that seemed to go over the goal line. It did. Wang Qianchan couldn't keep it in. Here's a look at the earlier. Once more, that will be replayed time and again as fans of Wuhan believe they earned a penalty there, and rightly so. And that could have dramatic impact, and so could Saratu Traore, who's on the burst. Steps inside, Saratu Traore couldn't get the shot away. It's Shelby McMahon again at the last line of defence this time. Makes a crucial tackle for Melbourne City there. What can't she do? Gets in behind Taylor Otto, an experienced veteran of the game, who had her ankles broken by Saratu Traore. And it's the 17-year-old who steps up once more. Here's Wang Xuan, goes on the ground to her captain, Wu Haiyan. Wang Xuan, long ball, this is a little too long. Deng Mengyi tries the header. Second bite at the apple, third, fourth, there's so many shots, it's chaos in front of the went to ground and the ball popped out for Carly Rosbakken. Melbourne City out of the jam. It's sent back into the blender. Ramirez is going to come out of the box to get rid of it. She's got to sprint back in front of the net. Stott, surrounded by orange shirts, tries to find a way through, can find Rosbakken. They'll get the throw in, Wuhan. Referee Asaka Koizumi calls for calm. 1 minute of extra additional injury time added to the extra time, 15-minute half. Well, now the VAR is checking for a possible penalty. And it looks like they are going to bring it back to this moment. Well, it was chaos. Make what you will of that replay. The ball ping-ponging around. I don't think there was an obvious penalty. And the referee, Asaka Koizumi, agrees. So Wuhan will try again. Scrambling defense for Melbourne City. A corner kick coming from Yao Wei. Got to be clinical here, Melbourne City. This might be the last spray of attack before they go into the first half time of extra time. Paulina Ramirez gets her gloves to it. Ramirez makes the clearance. And that'll do it for the first 15-minute half of extra time in front of a roaring 18,000 fan crowd in Wuhan Sports Center Stadium. The scoreline is still 1-1. And Rebecca Stott, the captain of Melbourne City, has had about 9 lives. Throughout her career, she's been unstoppable, invincible in defense, but there she made a little mistake. She seems to have got away with it. So halftime in extra time, it's Melbourne City 1, Wuhan Jiangda 1. It's had everything, this match. Wang Shuang, the star of Chinese women's football, saving the day at the last moment of regulation time. And we're into a second half of extra time now. Second half of extra time underway in the 2025 AFC Women's Champions League final. The very first AFC Women's Champions League. And of course it'll go down to the wire. Wang Shuang putting pressure on Melina Mires, who hoofs it out into the night sky of Wuhan to earn some space for Melbourne City. Shelby McMahon, the goal scorer earlier, the goal scorer in semi-final, and the saviour of an almost certain goal earlier. She defends, she attacks, and she's just 17. She is the youngest player in the tournament. And she has announced herself to the world stage in this tournament. Stott threading a needle through traffic, and somehow Briley Henry comes up with it. Nice tap on for Davidson. It's Mariana Speckmeyer. Speckmeyer couldn't handle it. Now Song Duan tried to turn defense into attack for Wuhan. Davidson out wide. Rosbakken inside for Stott, the captain. Stott turns inside, had a look at goal, decided against. TJ Vlanic, curling ball towards Speckmeyer's head. But there were too many Wuhan players in the way. Now Alexia Apostolakis is out on her own. McMahon is with her though. Davidson. Henry again goes back to Otto. Wuhan take possession. Wang Shuang. Very happy to take their time, Wuhan. This is exactly what we saw when they came through the quarterfinal. Played defensively and were very happy to sit back and let the Urawa Red Diamonds come at them. Favourites for the tournament were Urawa of Japan. Mires clearance. Wu Haiyan. Song Duan. Got to beat Rosbakken. Delivers one through the air. And this one nearly falls kindly for Wuhan Jiangda. Wang Qianshan couldn't quite get to it. Great defence by Apostolakis of Melbourne City. Mires earns a lot of territory with that kick. Henry can wait for reinforcements from Davidson. Turns the corner, goes back into traffic, finds a way through somehow to Mariana Speckmeyer. Has a player out wide, it's TJ Vlanic. Had a look at goal, instead goes inside. No one's there to take the shot. Still in play, Briley Henry. And a kick from McKenna went straight into Ma Jun, who is now lying on the floor injured. At close range, that sort of kick really does wind you. Marco Matriciani, the coach for Melbourne City in his first season as head coach. Taking his team to the top of the mountain in Asia. They're one step away, one goal away. Both teams fighting for supremacy. Here's Zhao Yuxin to start things off again. 10 minutes of extra time left. Zhao Yuxin, powerful kick into the center of the park. Touchdown by TJ Vlanic. Sent back over the sideline by Wuhan, so this will be a throw-in for Melbourne City. Otto. Postelakis. And once again, Wuhan loath to commit numbers to the ball. Postelakis. Vlanic. Inside for Davidson. And inside for Spegmeyer, who sprays it wide. Well, that was the opportunity they were looking for. It could have been the clincher, the separator. Difficult kick to make, I'd add. Under enormous pressure from a defender and a goalkeeper. Had to slot it straight between the two. So Melbourne City with 17 shots on the game. Wuhan with 15, very evenly matched. We've said this all day. 6 on target for City, 5 for Wuhan. Saratu Traore makes her way through traffic. Runs straight into Shelby McMahon, who is questioning the call. So it's Yao Wei to step up to take this for Wuhan. Yao Wei delivers it into the box. Wuhan Yan was there. And Melina Mires got there first. Now Briley Henry wants to follow. Kim Hye-ri with the throw-in. Meets the head of Deng Meng-yi, who goes to ground. And gives possession back to Melbourne City. Postelakis throws it in now for Melbourne City. It's headed away. Aerial contest. McMahon Finds herself in space, turns around to go. Rosbakken. Stott comes up to help out. Stott, clever footwork around some of the best in Asia. Lovely feed to TJ Vlanic. Vlanic, got to be smart here. Right into the middle of the box. And right back out from Briley Henry. Still in play though here. McKenna! Inches from the post on that occasion. Come so close on so many occasions, Letitia McKenna. CHN. .50-50 ball in the air. Lands kindly for Wuhan Jiangda. Melbourne City scramble. Apostolakis scrambles faster than Song Duan. And they get out into space through TJ Vlanic. Now Apostolakis. Yao Wei is standing in the way. Davidson interrupted by Deng Meng Yi. And that's given straight back to Wu Haiyan. Now Saratu Traore wants to go one-on-one herself. Davidson steps in front. And a free kick awarded against Saratu Traore, who lost possession. Words being exchanged. Briley Henry and Saratu Traore still having a conversation. A heated one at that. Stott is going to play on regardless. McMahon. Here's McMahon. Apostolakis. Got to beat Yao Wei. McKenna. Vlanic steps inside. The defense is set up so well for Wuhan. Stott had a look at goal. Stepped inside, did the twirly-whirly, delivered out wide, but Wu Haiyan's there. Otto. Under 2 minutes remaining. Regulation time of extra time. Injury time yet to be added. And Saratu Traore gives that one away in a dangerous spot. Melbourne City want to play quickly. Otto. Got Wang Shuang right ahead of her. Henry. Otto meets the feet of Wang Shuang. No way through on this sideline. Wuhan just happy to send it back into touch. Headed down to TJ Vlanic. Into space. Players all over the place, and this one might just roll out. It won't get a corner. Rosbakken. Throw in to Speckmeyer's head. Rosbakken delivers back. Wuhan with the clearance. Stott out to Apostolakis. Pressure coming. McMahon, cool as a cucumber. Rosbakken. Inside, found Henry. Henry kept it in. Davidson. Vlanic. 1 minute of injury time added. 120 minutes in the books. 1 minute to separate or we go to penalties. A last gasp for Melbourne City FC here. This delivery has to be perfect. Straight to the header of Otto. Vlanic was onto it, couldn't control it. They'll go backwards, maybe for one last time. Rosbakken. Interrupted by Wu Haiyan and Wang Shuang. Stott. Mirez comes up to help out. One last try. Mariana Speckmeyer, the Venezuelan. Shoots across goal and it's stepped over. An open goal opportunity and Melbourne City cannot get there. Apostolakis scrambles at the other end. Now Kim Yeri for Wuhan. Time still running. Crossing ball into the box to the header of Deng Mengyi. She can't get there either. Rosbakken. The field has opened up entirely now. Wang Shuang loses a footing, dispossesses Davidson, and now goes over the top of Stott. Yellow card shown to the captain, Rebecca Stott. Well, it might come down to this for Michael Matriciani's side. How well they defend this kick. Well, they won't have time for it, in fact. Referee Asaka Koizumi calls full time on extra time. And extra time ends in dramatic fashion, but with still no winner. We are headed to penalties. What a match. 120 minutes of edge of your seat stuff, but full time of extra time here in Wuhan Sports Centre. It is still 1-1 Melbourne City against Wuhan Jiangda. Well, welcome back to Wuhan Sports Center Stadium, where we have seen one of the most dramatic football matches in AFC Champions League history, men's or women's, and it is the very first final ever of an AFC Women's Champions League. The first of its kind had to have something special, and certainly had that. We've headed through a whole 90 minutes, a whole 2 halves of extra time, and we are still drawn as Wuhan Jiangda of China PR face off against Melbourne City of Australia to determine the most powerful club in women's football of Asia. We are headed into a penalty shootout to decide which team will have their name etched on the trophy, and it's Wuhan Jiangda to shoot first. Melina Mires in goals for the Australian side, Melbourne City, and CHN in goals for Wuhan Jiangda. CHN already having faced a penalty shootout in the quarterfinals to get through to this final. And Melina Mires, the Spanish goalkeeper with top flight experience in Europe, will face off against Yao Wei, the midfielder for the Chinese national team. 44 caps for China, Yao Wei, to take the first strike. And the home crowd loves it. Finishes with aplomb, Yao Wei, and put Wuhan ahead early. Not much Melina Mires could do about that. She dived the right way. It was taken very quickly. Short run up and a powerful left boot. Now this is clutch. So the 17-year-old who scored the goal in this game and scored the winner in the semi-final, Shelby McMahon, to take the first. And she scores it. Did it go over? We're going to have to take a look at VAR for that. CHN said it didn't go in. Well, that's fascinating. Shelby McMahon believes it bounced over the line. And it certainly, from this angle, looks like it. They're going to check it. And this will be dramatic because Shelby McMahon is just 17 years old. She is the youngest player in this tournament, and she has been called upon to take the first penalty, which is high pressure. It looks like she's delivered just. CHN got her gloves to it and stopped most of the force. But it had enough power to sail through anyway. So the penalty is given, and we go to the second round of penalties, or the second shots, I should say. It'll be Wu Haiyan, the captain for Wuhan. Top netting, a top-class finish by a top-class player. Wu Haiyan with a captain's penalty finishes that one easily, and Melina Mires really, again, couldn't do anything but watch. Thrilled with that one, and the 18,000 fans at home in Wuhan are thrilled with her. Next up, Letitia McKenna. The Melbourne City McKenna! She always delivers when required. And the crowd silenced. CHN barely had time to move. McKenna delivers the dagger, and we're all even here. Deng Meng Yi, my apologies. The 23-year-old forward. 3 goals in the tournament. And now a penalty spot kick as well. Wuhan, a perfect 3 from 3. Melina Mires really needs to catch a break. One goalkeeper has to make a save soon. Taylor Otto, the American defender, with a powerful right boot. Otto slots it home in the top right corner. And Melbourne City, a perfect record as well. That's top buckets for Taylor Otto, who was pick number 11 in the 2021 American draft out of college. Here she is playing on the highest stage in Asia and delivering. Now Song Duan. 25 appearances for the Chinese national team. And Melina Mires with the first save of the penalty shootout. It's the Australian side with a Spanish goalkeeper that silenced the fans in Wuhan. Read it like a book. Double glove save. The first mistake, the first save. The first shot in the red. Now the pressure falls to Mariana Speckmeyer, the Venezuelan. Can she make up from her mistake earlier? She can. Redemption for Mariana Speckmeyer, who had the handball in the box that gave the penalty to Wuhan, that sent things into extra time and landed us where we are now. She delivers when it matters most. And the Australian side are ahead. So Wang Shuang, lucky number 7, the talisman for this Chinese side, must make this kick to stay in this game and with an opportunity for the trophy. The weight of a city on her shoulders. She nets it, bottom left. Sent Mires flying. And so now the pressure falls to the captain of the Melbourne City women. It's Rebecca Stott who'll step up. Great power in that delivery from Wang Shuang. Left foot striker, unusual to go to the left bottom corner, but she did, and certainly it worked. Now Rebecca Stott. She's played on every stage. Olympics, World Cups, A-League Premierships, A-League Championships. Can she finish it? Not this time! We're going to sudden death penalties. CHN. What a save in front of her home fans. Brilliant. Fully outstretched. The double palms. And the defiant shout. So here we go. This is where you need players with ice in their veins. Zhao Yuxin, determined to be one of those for Wuhan. They go one up. In sudden death, Melbourne City must respond. The boos are deafening. Lovely delivery once more. Great angle, curling into the side netting. And it's Briley Henry, the youngster, the Matildas striker. Scored her first international goal earlier this year. Now must score this one to keep Melbourne City alive. And it's saved! Wuhan have done it! CHN has done it! It is the home side that are heroes, Wuhan Jiangda, the AFC Women's Champions. Well, from the banks of the Yangtze River to the highest mountain in Asian football, it is the hometown heroes that have done it. CHN with a save to end the sudden death penalties after a match that had absolutely everything. A moment of brilliance, a repeat of what happened in the quarterfinals. It felt like it was written in the stars for Wuhan Jiangda. Written in resilience, pride, local heart. And this is more than a win. You can see it on the faces of these players. It is for all the fans who stood by them. It is for the city that has overcome so much. It is for a club built on belief. Tonight, they don't just lift a trophy, they lift the entire women's football community, a generation and the future of Chinese women's football. And it's devastation for the visitors, Melbourne City. It flew across the globe, riding on the hopes of redemption after a semi-final shock loss in their Australian A-League. And they'll have to come back if they're ever to stand on top of Asian women's football. Tears of elation, tears of joy for Wuhan. And 18,000 who showed up to support their team. Simply magnificent. Melbourne City will lick their wounds. Michael Matriciani, the coach who's taken them so far in just his first season, delivers the final words. And it would be to back yourself, don't give up, and certainly don't be too disappointed with what has been a monumental effort put in by this Australian club side. So history belongs to Wuhan Jiangda. After years of domestic dominance, they're going to wear the crown of Asia. Full-time here in Wuhan in the very first AFC Women's Champions League final. Melbourne City won, Wuhan Jiangda won, and Wuhan Jiangda win it in penalties.
首先，这一路走特别不容易，然后我们拿到这个冠军，我们非常的开心，也是创造了一个武汉的一个历史吧。
在点球大战中，你们是如何顶住压力，锁定胜局的？
每个人其实心里都很有压力，但是我们特别渴望这份胜利，然后献给球迷一份精彩的演出表演。
我们在现场感受到今晚的球迷氛围特别的棒。在这样一场比赛当中，代表自己的俱乐部在家乡球迷面前出战，对你们俱乐部来说意味着什么？
首先这么多人就是球迷来参加看我们的比赛，我们感到很亲切，然后鼓舞我们，给我们很大的一股力量。
谢谢，
谢谢。
So what a story in goal. CHN, the 187-centimetre goalkeeper who stood like a wall during that shootout. Calm, composed, clutch.
How frustrating is it to finish as runners-up in the AFC Champions League final?
Yeah, it's gutting to lose like that. I think we played well. We dominated the game. We should have come away with the win, but football's like that sometimes, and yeah, it's disappointing. We're gutted.
Both teams cancelled each other out after 120 minutes. Why do you think that was?
I think once it went into extra time, it got quite hectic and not a lot of football was played. I think we still could have got a goal, but wasn't meant to be.
Despite the loss, how would you sum up your team's involvement in the competition, and what has it meant to have this opportunity?
I mean, it's been unbelievable to be able to compete in this. We've loved every minute of it. Obviously it hurts now, but to be a part of this competition has been so game-changing for us. And for women's football, it's really important. So we're so happy we're able to come to this competition and get to the final stage.
Thank you.
Well, gutting is one word to describe it, and it's the word that Rebecca Stott, the captain of Melbourne City, used. These statistics tell a story that's very evenly matched. Both teams with their own shots and shots on target. Plenty of opportunities for both. It was Wuhan Jiangda's defensive masterclass that kept them in it, despite most of the possession being held by Melbourne City. And now the fans of Wuhan Jiangda in Wuhan Sports Centre light up as they prepare to present the first ever AFC Women's Champions League trophy to their home team. We will have an awards ceremony for the tournament, and we will be presenting that trophy. So stay with us as we bring you scenes from an elated Wuhan.
Please welcome onto the stage the dignitaries from Asian Football Confederation, Chinese Football Association, and the local organizing committee for the presentation of medals and awards to the match officials and the players.
So here come the dignitaries that we owe so much to for this tournament. An historic tournament and a standard setter for women's football around the globe, not just in Asia. And there it is, the trophy that will have etched on it Wuhan Jiangda FC, the very first name to ever be on that trophy. There's only one, and it will be the Chinese team, the home side. What a beauty. Well, Wuhan Jiangda, pretty happy to celebrate with their fans and pretty happy to celebrate with the dignitaries that provided this stage for them to perform on in front of home crowds.
Ladies and gentlemen, as an appreciation to the match officials of the final, we would like to invite Mr. Ali Al-Tarifi, AFC Referees Committee member, to present the commemorative medals to the match officials of the final match. Please welcome to the stage the match officials of the Champions League final match. Referee Kozuyumi Asaka from Japan. Assistant referees Bosono Makoto and Iki Chichihiro from Japan. Fourth official Chai Sanit Pansa from Thailand. Reserve assistant referee Amal Jamal Nasser Mubarak Badafri from United Arab Emirates. Video assistant referee Abdallah Dafer Al-Shaheri from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And assistant video assistant referee Mira Bidova Edita from Uzbekistan.
There are the commemorative medals for our referees, who really are the third team in every football match. We owe them so much. Many thanks to these, who are some of the best referees in football globally. Saka Koizumi, who's refereed on plenty of international stages, been a FIFA referee for Junior World Cups, various women's friendlies at senior levels, and is a regular face in the Australian Women's A-League. It was fitting that she would be here to do the final.
Champions League 2024-2025 Fair Play Award. We invite Mr. Meng Hui, Deputy Mayor of Wuhan Municipal People's Government. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fair Play Award goes to Melbourne City FC. This award is presented to the club who has performed with greatest merit throughout the competition in the virtue of fair play.
It's the AFC Fair Play Award. It's an honour given by the Asian Football Confederation to recognise the teams or individuals demonstrating exemplary sportsmanship and adherence to the rules of the game. Rebecca Stott, the captain of Melbourne City, steps up to collect the plate for her side, Melbourne City.
Shikoshi from Urawa Red Diamonds Ladies, who scored a total of 4 goals throughout the competition. Unfortunately, Shikoshi-sama is not present today to receive the award in person. Nevertheless, we applaud her for her excellent goal-scoring record in the competition.
So it was the Japanese player Yuzuho Shiokoshi, top goal scorer of the tournament.
FIFA Council member, AFC Executive Committee member,
and here comes most valuable player.
AFC Women's Football Committee to present the AFC Women's Champions League 2024-2025 Most Valuable Player Award. And the Most Valuable Player Award goes to Rebecca Stott from Melbourne City FC.
And it's fitting that it's also Rebecca Stott, the captain of Melbourne City.
Excellence in play and her overall contribution to their club during the
Unable
entire tournament.
to deliver the trophy for her team, but will take home some silverware. And gets a high five from the dignitaries, including Brad Rouse from Melbourne.
Next, to present the
Melbourne
runners-up
City's
medals,
Australian
let's welcome Mr.
representative.
Brad Rouse, CEO, Melbourne City FC, and Ms. Kanya Kiomani. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage the runners-up of the AFC Women's Champions League 2024-2025, Melbourne City FC.
Well, it's a heartbreaking way to end a tournament, through extra time and a penalty shootout that went to the sudden death. To lose that way, it's so heartbreaking. But these women can go home with their heads held very high. They have made Australia proud. They have made Melbourne City proud. From Casey Fields all the way to Wuhan. They've taken their possession-based, clever football and showed the world exactly what is happening down under with the growth of the game. They came so close, and you do get the feeling that Melbourne City are going to be back. They've been so dominant in the A-League for so many years. It is a club that just keeps getting better. Their stars just keep getting better. Holly McNamara back into the Matildas squad. Rebecca Stott continues to be dominant through her many years of playing. And Michael Matriciani is only in his first year of coaching. So there is plenty more to come for these women. And there's plenty more to come for 17-year-old Shelby McMahon. Those who didn't know the name Shelby McMahon in Asian football certainly will sit up and pay attention now.
Next, to present the champions medals, let's welcome Mr. Shen Yu-chun, Mayor of Wuhan Municipal People's Government, and Ms. Kanya Kiomani, and Mr. Song Kai. And finally, let's welcome onto the stage the champions of the AFC Women's Champions League 2024-2025, Wuhan Jiangda Women's FC.
Well, here they come. Here is the moment that belongs to Wuhan Jiangda. After years of dominance, they now wear the crown of Asia, and just look what it means. Smiles, tears, and a sea of fans. The pride of a city. A club and a country that have made it all the way to the top. It's more than a medal, it's more than a trophy, it's a symbol of everything they've worked for. And here comes the moment. There are so many heroes in this team, stalwarts and rising stars, and for the coach who grew up in Wuhan and played for the men's club side, this has got to be something special. The captain, Wu Haiyan, thrilled to receive her medal. So many familiar faces in the crowd, familiar faces on the stage. There will be a new name etched in history. It's a night these players will never forget, a legacy just beginning. Congratulations, Wuhan Jiangda.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Kanya Kiyomani will present the Champions Trophy to the club captain, Wu Haiyan. And
Here
the
they are.
champions of the AFC Women's Champions League 2024-25,
Wuhan Jiangda.
Women's FC.
The inaugural champions of the AFC Women's Champions League are Wuhan Jiangda. Well, there you have it, from Wuhan to the world. They've done it in the most dramatic way possible. Extra time, nerves of steel from the spot. And it's Wuhan Jiangda that stand tall at the summit of Asian football. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to everyone who was a part of this tournament. Congratulations once more to Wuhan Jiangda. Vindication for a club that dominated domestically, were questioned through the group stage, but stamped their mark on Asian club football forever tonight. What a story for Wang Shuang, what a story for Wu Haiyan and all of the players and administrators involved in Wuhan Jiangda. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you all the action for the Asian Football Confederation. My name is Kate Allman. We will leave you with these ecstatic scenes, and we hope you join us next year for the next installment of the AFC Women's Champions League. For now, your champions, Wuhan Jiangda.
Ladies and gentlemen and everybody here at Wuhan, thank you very much for joining us for what was a magnificent AFC Women's Champions League final. And once more, congratulations to Wuhan Jiangda Women's FC!
让我们再一次祝贺武汉江大队！
感谢亲爱的球迷朋友们，是你们让我们的羽族姑娘们有了不破楼兰冲。